Just Stand Television, man. I'm on my nightly walk, as I do every weekend night, Sunday night. And once again, my heart has been heavy. My heart has been heavy for over a year, day by day. Today, it set into my mind that I'm truly not happy. I'm not going to say I'm content with how my life's been, but I made multiple videos about me talking about being lonely and stuff. And I think I'm starting to realize that comes from that I don't have the possibility. I'm not really in the game of having a significant other right now. It's one thing if you have the capabilities that you have to be comfortable and you just haven't found your person. But I don't necessarily feel qualified for having a supposed wife due to me not being financially stable. And honestly, I've just been in my head about it, I've been in my head about my feels. I have this thing about me where you may feel that there's something wrong with me. You may feel that I'm going through something, but the way I carry myself is I still push through and I still complete things upon my agenda. I still work hard through it all. I don't necessarily get so down and out that I just don't care anymore about doing my responsibilities. I've been in modes where I've been stagnant, but that wasn't necessarily based off my feelings. It was based off of just what I chose to do in that moment. My feelings were intact when I was stagnant. I just simply didn't want to do. But at times where I am in my feels, I don't necessarily feel like, oh man, I don't want to work hard anymore. So I've been in my head just, all I do is work hard throughout my days while forgetting the possibility of finding love. As I've been, that's been on my mind heavy today. I'm on my Sunday walk at night, and I almost didn't even go on the walk. I was kind of telling myself maybe I should just go home. But instead I was like, what, let me go on this walk, I may need it more than I think. And as I'm walking, a man, he calls out to me and was like, hey. He says, excuse me. And I was like, hello. He asked me where I'm walking. I told him where I was walking. And he asked me if I could give him a push. Now, this man was in a wheelchair and he didn't have any legs. He asked me if I could give him a push to where he wanted to go, the Dollar General that's up the street. And immediately I was like, yeah, for sure, no problem. And as I'm walking, as I'm, pushing him by the wheelchair from behind, we're just talking, having conversations. And he started to give me testimony about his life. Right now it's June, and he told me that he hasn't slept since January. All he does is do like light rests. This man in the wheelchair with no legs, he has a condition with his arm where he can't move it either. But he said he's homeless and he sleeps behind the church. And he just got out of prison. He got out of jail or prison. And they dropped him off at a homeless shelter that no longer exists due to the hurricane. Now, the prison, the companies, they know that. They just wanted to get rid of him after his time was up. So they dropped him off at a homeless shelter that no longer exists. And he's been homeless. And hasn't been able to sleep since January, he said. And I was giving him a push, walking about 10 minutes, just talking to him. I dropped him off at the Dollar General where he wanted to go. I walked around him, shook his hand, and I walked out. Told him to have a good one. I should have told him to have a blessed one. But that entered my mind after I already was departing from him. And that is a lesson to show me that, first of all, I'm glad I took this walk. If I hadn't taken this walk, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to help, to serve. It also shows that I'm in the right place at the right time. Had I been 10 minutes before, 10 seconds later, I probably would have missed him. Who knows if he would have been at that place, you know? And it's also telling me that I should remain grateful. I don't necessarily feel like I'm ungrateful, but just the fact that I have arms and legs and the fact that I have a roof over my head, whether it may not be my desirable place to my fullest heart extent, but I'm just so blessed. And I never forget how blessed I am, but some things remind you, they put an extra push for you to remain, you know? And I'm truly blessed to have had that experience with Mr. Richard. And I just hope the best for him, you know? And it just reminds me that I gotta stay on top of things, you know? I'm about to go home and continue reading the book of James to complete my 4 chapters a day. And this is a lesson to whoever comes across this video, just to remain gracious. You know, God is waiting on you for you to change, you know? And I have to remember how blessed I am and that my blessings are coming, and I can't become impatient. You know, the road I'm taking is very dark because I'm not conforming to the world anymore. I'm no longer smoking weed. I'm no longer giving in to my lust. I'm no longer watching porn. I'm no longer doing the things. I'm no longer committing the sins that were keeping me in bondage. When you're trying to better yourself and you're still in your sins, it's not that hard. It's easier. You're just adding different things to your plate. But me, I'm taking things off my plate and replacing them with righteousness, with righteous acts. For instance, I used to smoke weed. Now I'm reading the Bible more instead, you know? Imagine trying to keep your sins and then you're trying to add godliness on top of it. Eventually, you're going to burn out and you're going to have to pick a side. You're going to have to pick a master. You cannot serve 2 masters. And on my journey, I have to remember that my journey is hard. This is supposed to be hard. We make it harder than what it actually is. It's actually fairly simple now I think about it. But this is a video, this is a testimony. And I'm grateful for this day. And I have to continue to be strong within my faith and not to grow weary by doing right by the Lord. Okay, this is the Lord's work. I'm blessed to be able to do this work for the Lord. I'm blessed to be at this level of consciousness. I'm blessed to be thinking the way I think, because people aren't on that. The reason why I don't hear from people is because people aren't trying to live for God according to the Bible. So for me trying to do that, I cannot be around other people. So this is also me talking to myself that I better embrace being by myself and being alone. Because more than likely, other people are going to block my blessings. So if you come across this video, God bless you. The moon. God bless you if you come across this video. Just Stand Television. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.